Today, county assessors across the Denver metro area announced how property valuations have shifted since 2023.
For the most part, they say valuations are pretty flat. Most counties saw changes in their values between 1% and 6%. So joining us now to help break down what these flat rates across Colorado mean is Redfin's chief economist, Daryl Fairweather. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So Daryl, 8 counties across Metro Denver are reporting pretty flat property valuation rates. What does that mean for Colorado homeowners?
Well, home values aren't really going all that quickly up right now because there isn't much appetite for buying homes. Mortgage rates are high, the economy is in an uncertain place. And that just means that buyers can't afford to bid up the price of homes that they could the way they could when prices were lower. So we're kind of just in a freezing pattern here in terms of both sales and price gains.
So can you explain for us, Daryl, just for a little bit more understanding, with these flat valuations, like what changes can homeowners expect in their property tax bills?
Well, the changes in property taxes are more going to come from differences in levies, like things that fund schools or fund the police, not so much from increases in valuations. But if a community does need to raise more money, they're going to have to increase the rate because the values haven't gone up as much as maybe people were hoping they would have.
Interesting. So is right now a good time for anybody watching right now to sell their home? What should they do, or should they wait?
I would say it's an okay time to sell your home. There are more sellers right now. There's more new listings in places like Denver and really across the country. That mortgage rate lock-in effect is starting to wear off. Many homeowners have record low mortgage rates from the pandemic, but the pandemic, it was a couple of years ago and people are ready to move on. So there are more sellers out there. There aren't that many buyers though, because buyers can't afford these high mortgage rates and the rental market is looking relatively good right now. So if you are deciding to sell your home, make sure that you price it appropriately. Otherwise, it's just going to sit on the market.
Any more tips that you would offer homeowners who, aren't really sure to navigate this? It's a period of stagnation with their values. What do you do?
Well, the good thing about values being stagnant is that if you plan to sell and buy again, at least the home that you buy next isn't going to be more expensive. So when the market is more balanced, like it is right now compared to how it has been in the last few years, it actually makes it easier for buyers and sellers to make things work and for sellers to find their next home. Right now, I think that buyer demand is a bit weak just because of all the economic uncertainty. But if you are eager to sell and buy again, it could be a good opportunity.
And Daryl, how will renters be affected by all of these trends?
Well, it is more affordable to rent than it is to buy right now. And that's especially obvious when you're comparing, say, buying a condo to renting an apartment. There, if you own a condo and you're trying to sell it, you're going to have to work even harder to sell it, maybe lower the price even more to compete against those apartments that are for rent. Versus if you own a single family home, there's not a comparable rental there, so you can command a bit more power and a bit of a higher price. But yeah, for renters, it's actually good for you that the rental market is a bit flat right now because it just means that you have more options.
And we love options,
yes,
especially when it comes to real estate. Daryl Fairweather with Redfin, thank you so much for your insight today.